How about another round for Brewsday Tuesday? Here is Huck and Big Nate.
Kind of quiet cans today.
That's not the worst thing in the world.
No, and at least they, how sometimes they explode. We haven't had any of that. Ooh, I poured too much. Sorry.
You know what? I think I'll survive. You brought the beer anyway,
That's
so
right. That's right. And I
you
got a,
take as much as you want. You're just being gracious and sharing it with
I have an
me.
after game beer too. We can try. So
Oh boy.
from the
Now
veil,
now we're talking.
from the veil. Yeah.
So, anything big going on this week?
Oh yeah, Floyd Fest tomorrow. I'm gonna ride up there at 2:01 because you can't get there before two. They'll send you down the highway, and then you have to wait. I'm gonna get there right about, well, probably knowing me, 2:30.
I'm a little disappointed in myself. I'm actually missing a Floyd Fest this year.
Oh mercy.
Uh, Drez took a week off.
Okay.
JT's band is playing there. Someone has to keep the riffraff in line here. Although if all the riffraff's gone, what am
Yeah,
I
it
keeping
sounds to
in
me like the
line?
riffraff's not going to be here, so you'll be fine.
Yeah,
Yeah. So no, and I'm looking forward to it. These tickets I bought 2 years ago. I tried to go last year. I did go up and do the show, if you recall, but it was hard. But I was up there. John McBroom, the one of the owners, gave me a personal tour, and I thanks John. I love those guys, and showed me all around. I think I can handle it. They're going to have some trams running up down the hill. I got a food vendor I'm going to camp with, or he's a vendor. So that should be
what
helpful.
what what food?
No,
Is
he's
he?
not food. He's does those weird. He's worked for the guys that do those weird mugs with the faces on them.
Oh, I love those.
Yeah,
The ceramic.
well, if
Yeah,
I can shoplift one, I'll bring you one.
I do enjoy those.
I'll find one of those.
I'm a sucker for any novelty glass.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah,
really like this is my Brewsday Tuesday glass is not the dumbest glass I own, but I mean I found this at the Dollar Tree and it's just stuck around for so long. But we were at the beach a couple weeks back and there's play in the Outer Banks. I don't know if you've ever been to Sunset Grill.
yeah. I think I have. Yes.
And they have these like novelty drinks. Like their drink menu is fantastic. They have delicious beverages. Their bartenders seem to really know what they're doing. But the whole shtick with it is that you get a souvenir glass to take with you. Like we're talking, one of them is like a ceramic shark's head.
Oh, that's cool.
There's another that's like a ceramic parrot. I ordered a
That's
drink
cool.
called a shark bite. I
Yeah.
don't know if you've ever seen the or shark attack, which essentially you put the grenadine in and it turns everything red.
Ah.
So I got a novelty shark and then this stupid like plastic martini glass or not martini, it's like a hurricane glass and
Yeah.
it lights up.
Yeah.
And that's sitting proudly atop my fridge.
Yeah.
It's so dumb, but I will fall for it every time.
Well, we have so much stuff. I try not to get any new knickknacks. Only things right now if they're related to Jeeps or Bigfoot. Those are my two main interests. But we were getting rid of stuff, and we were cleaning out my wife's parents' boxes. So these are boxes that were handed down to us unopened from when people passed away. And I started digging through them with, I have this lady helps me. She sells stuff on eBay. And we're going through there and I find this bowl. And I'm like, this bowl is really weird. I want this bowl. And it was about 9 inches in diameter and it was green. So I look it up on the internet. It's radioactive
That's a
glass.
uranium glass.
Yes. So you shine a black light on it, it glows. So that's on my desk. It's probably killing me slowly.
We had
I keep my snacks in it.
we had uranium glass
I
in
want
our.
more. I think it's cool.
I mean, it was like I think it was a bowl or a cup. Regardless, we were playing ball in the house, and you know that old you
Oh,
don't play ball in the house, and
no.
the uranium glass broke, and I thought I had cleaned it all up until my stepfather had to have an X-ray done on his foot. That was a fun X-ray.
Oh,
Uh, I'll have to see if I can dig up the picture, but it definitely did not. The picture didn't come through the way it's
didn't come
supposed
out.
to.
I bet. That's a really interesting story.
And it's
I
like,
mean,
oh yeah, you've got uranium glass in your foot. Good luck.
yeah, because we don't know where it is exactly.
Yeah,
It's in this circle. There's like a little nuclear
somewhere. Yeah,
bomb cloud in his foot on the
pretty
front.
wild.
Yeah, there you go.
He's fine. They got the glass out. I
I had
assume
a
he's doing
piece of
okay.
glass in my foot, and I thought I got it all out. And about a year later, my foot itched, and I scratched it, and a piece of glass popped out.
You know what your problem is?
But
And it's the same thing I tell my wife and my kids. You just need to start walking barefoot everywhere.
yeah,
Just toughen your feet right up.
I
I've
just stay
never
tough.
had.
I can't walk to the car. Those gravels are so
I
mean.
hate shoes.
Oh, I do too. Now I only wear flip flops.
Man,
I have on shoes today because
I don't like flip
I
flops
came
either.
from
I
the
don't like where they
gym.
feel between my toes.
So I've shoes on because I came from the gym.
But I
But
walk
otherwise, no.
barefoot everywhere, so like I'll step on stuff and it just never bothers me. Like hot pavement, okay, get
We,
over it. I'm like a hobbit.
a week ago, I went on the river, and I always wear these fancy creek shoes, and they have webbing. So I had this tan, and my feet look like tigers. So I said, and people were making fun of me when I was barefoot, like my grandchildren. So I said, okay, fine. I took my shoes off. Well, I was with a group of people who you know who you are out there, and they're slow. And they did a 3.5 hour section in almost 7 hours. So I should have put
Taking their time.
shoes on, but I didn't. So I got home and I started crying. So I'm putting the lidocaine lotion that I'm supposed to use for other things on my feet so I can sleep. It took 3 days for the heat and swelling to go down. But now my feet are no longer tiger stripe. So that's cool.
You got that going for you. So we've got beer once again, and
Oh
we're
yeah,
going to talk about Floyd Fest. We went off on a tangent there.
yeah, 3 Notch Firefly Nights, summertime ale.
I like that can.
I do. I love this can. This is great art. And this bad boy's what, probably 5%, I guess. Again, I'm having trouble.
5.2.
That you say?
Yeah, I can. It's on the backside. It kind of, well, not backside. It's on the side.
Ah, yeah, in big letters. 15 IBUs. I noticed this one compared to the other ones certainly has a bit of your hoppiness in it. You can get a little hoppiness.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like when I see Three Notch puts it on all of their beers. So it always cracks me up when you like get a sour and you see 0 IBUs. Well, yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, really?
I would be
I thought there was
thoroughly
gonna be a bunch of
shocked
IBUs.
if you were just throwing some hops in your sours and
You don't
seeing
know
what the hell
anymore. You
stuck.
don't know anymore.
But I would be. I've never had a Goza from. No, I guess I have. I've had their. Do they have a passion fruit? That also says zero. That's a Goza. It says zero on
The
it.
3 Notch.
But I would imagine that salt adds a little bit of bitterness.
Yeah, but that's not IBU. That's a specific type
Well,
of.
isn't IBU International
Yeah,
Bitterness Unit?
but it's related to hops.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know, but they done pretty well for themselves.
Three Notch definitely has. I think they're quickly approaching the level of like a Devil's Backbone in
I mean, you're going
there.
to sell to InBev or that's it.
They've got to be eyeballing it.
And I so hate
Yeah,
that.
I think they're trying for it, and there's nothing wrong. I mean,
No, you might as well cash out. I
Devil's
would.
Backbone has made a very consistent product for years. If
But
if you happen to like Vienna lagers, they've got one of the best on the
well, that's
market.
why they bought them, because it tastes kind of like
Yeah,
Budweiser. But anyway,
yeah.
they they got the base
Base
place
camp.
base camp like 2 years ago, and now it's so corporate. You got to go through Reserve America, which is the worst reservation system for RVs. Anyway, don't get me started. I've already started. Anyway, worst in the world. Campgrounds are empty, but they're getting money because the people pay. They can't cancel. They just don't go.
Speaking on brewing politics
Yeah,
and
yeah. What do you got?
kind of mass-produced locations,
Yeah.
I don't know that we've talked about it before, but it's something that I'm really passionate about. And we actually just had a listener uh, hit us up recently talking about how they went to it. Have you been to the Asheville, New Belgium location?
Yes, I have.
What were your thoughts?
Um, very, very nice facility. Easy to get into. Little bit, you know, I had to go over their heads because they're a little bit, oh, well, this is the flight you get. And I'm like, that's not the flight I want. And they're like, well, that's the flight we do. I'm like, no, I'm special. Do you have a manager or something? And finally, this voice in the back goes, give him what he wants. I said, thank you very much. So it turned out okay. But yeah, I thought it was a little bit over the top corporate wise to help,
Yeah.
the other thing was, so we're out on the deck overlooking the river. And fair enough, it's almost closing time.
Let's be realistic here. That's a creek.
Well,
You
yeah.
can't call that a river.
Well, it depends on how much rain they get. But we're sitting there drinking and it starts to rain. Well, and again, it's almost closing time. I want to say it was like 6 o'clock, might have been 8 o'clock on whatever, Sunday, Saturday, because we usually go during the week. Saturday, anyway. So we go under the little covered area and sit down to finish our beer. And a girl comes out, retracts the roof. right over our heads.
That didn't need to be done
And we're
then.
like, okay, we got to leave then, I guess. I was like, that
Oh,
was pretty rude right there.
that's kind of a bummer because that's easily one of the and I had the exact opposite flight experience. Like they were just super liberal with their like pouring for me.
Well, I will say
Like
that
I tried every beer they had like there.
I go to a lot of breweries. I don't post as much about it as I used to, but I still go to a lot. I argue with my brother-in-law about our untapped scores. He says he's had more beers than me because he's teched into 5,000 beers and I'm at 4,600, something like that. And I said, well, I only check in one beer for every 10 you check in. I just don't, I would rather enjoy the experience than spend my nose in the phone. That's just the way I am. And he's
Same way.
basically called me a liar. Well, we went out to three different breweries and I to check the score. Is 8-1, 12-1, and 10-1. I said, so I've had 50,000 beers.
Yeah.
I'm just going to leave it there. You can argue with me if you want. I've had
Yep.
50,000 unique beers, and that's the story. So I just don't check into them all.
No.
I try to check in the best beer at each location. So if you go back and look at my history and you go to a brewery that's in my history and you should drink the beer I drank that I posted because that's going to be their best beer.
That's another one of those to me. It's kind of like it drives me nuts when I go to a concert and people are like stuck in their cell phones.
Yeah.
Like I just
Yeah.
be in the moment, live in the moment.
I
It's
did
not
that
gonna
for a
kill
while. I would go live. And occasionally if I'm at Little Feet and they play Willing, I might throw that up there. But
you. You have to.
generally speaking, I'll do a picture, I'll do 30 seconds of sound, and then maybe some crowd pictures. That's the thing I miss. If you're at a concert and you're gonna post a picture, show me the crowd. If you're at a festival, show me the crowd. If you're at a political event, show me the crowd. I want to know not only
Turnout.
how they were, I want to see who was there.
That's
I think it's important to know that.
that's something I talk about a lot. Iron Maiden. I've seen them live 4 times now. I think coming up on the fifth.
I've never
And it's
seen
one
them.
of those like I didn't realize the impact a crowd has on a show until the first time I saw Iron Maiden live. Like as far as you could see, everyone was shoulder to shoulder, like nuts to butts. It was jam packed, and no one was angry. No one was. It was just this one thing that everyone's coming together, and it really did kind of affect my perception of like concerts. And you go to one with a small crowd. It's it's cool. It's intimate. We're seeing this band, but nothing beats like that jam packed crowd. You can't get out to get a beer. You don't stand a chance in hell. You just hope that someone else comes back with beer and they're nice enough to give you one.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, that's like speaking of that situation. If you ever been to New Orleans and you go down on Bourbon Street, so you're on Bourbon Street and you go, I think I'll go get a beer. So you go in the Lear's bar, where they have big ass beers, and you go, let me have a beer, and
And
say,
they'll just let you walk
well,
out with it.
well, no, they'll say $6. You give them $6. They give you three beers, and you're like, I can't even hold three beers. So after the first time that happened, I would stand next to the bar, and the guy would come in. He goes, give me a beer. Gives him $6, gets three beers. And he goes, I can't even hold them. I said, I'll take one. And they hand it to me every time. I never bought another beer the whole time I was there. Once I figured out that trick.
Traveling hack from Huck.
Yeah, it's a hack. But yeah, it's crazy. But I was at a concert. I went to the New York State Blues Festival at the New York State Fairgrounds a couple weeks ago. And I always look out for new bands. And there was a Korean girl singing the blues, and she was from there, but she's also from New Orleans. She was great. I mean, she was really good, really interesting. And then I was there to see Little Feat. But the band before Little Feat was a band called uh, Record something. Anyway, I was like, this guy was the most intense musician I've ever seen. So I'm walking back to the RV and I get on my phone and I'm going to get a hold of Floyd Fest and say, you guys need to get this band. Well, while I was searching for how to talk to them, it came up. They're playing there
Oh, nice.
Sunday around noon.
Okay,
So
so
if you can't do anything else, you need to go to Floyd Fest around noon on Sunday and see this band.
record album.
The record album.
So-
Record company.
Oh yeah.
They are so good. And
So-
they're not really blues. They're blues rock.
I
They're
do
so good.
I do want to talk about Floyd Fest. I've not talked about my beer yet. I've got the Ballad Brewing Summer Shutdown Lager, 6.4%, which is crazy for a lager.
Ballad Brewing's like the best thing in Danville, right? Yeah.
Oh.
Did I say it out loud?
I mean, the competition isn't stiff.
Well, I'm just saying the whole
But-
town's a little Mm.
Yeah. Drawing from Danville's past as a mill town, we made a beer to help you unwind and take a break during the dog days of summer. All American hops balance a light caramel malt backbone, leading to a crisp finish after a hard day. And they've, of course, got your stereotypical of the beach there with the waves crashing. But I do want to talk about Floyd Fest, the new location. This will, of course, last year should have been their first year, but
Yeah, well, there's
the
turtles. They
turtles
haven't found one yet,
that
but
they have
hey,
not seen yet.
none seen. The guy that reported on there's some on his place he might have killed. No, I don't know that. That's hearsay. Don't sue me. Sue this radio station. They don't have any money.
Whoa.
They don't have any money either. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's what
but
insurance is
it's
for.
really beautiful. It's interesting the way it's laid out. It's like there's the main stage as a viewing platform, and on the back of it is another stage. So I didn't really look that closely at the schedule, but hopefully nobody's playing on both stages at the same time. The VIP section's kind of over to the side and up on a hill, and the RV section's kind of as you come in up on a hill, but you can't go straight there. You got to like go around a big loop. So we're gonna see how that's gonna work. Like I say, I got time on my hands. I'll be there early. It's supposed to rain some. I'm not that
It
worried
wouldn't
about
be
that.
Floyd Fest if it didn't rain.
Right. I mean, if you camp, and this is a camping festival, if you camp and can't handle the rain, yeah, don't go.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's just, we were somewhere. Oh, we were at Wilderness Adventure out in Craig County, and the band was playing, and this thunderstorm, or a storm, wasn't thunderstorm, a shower comes through, a really hard shower. We have this sunbrella we put up. We got two little chairs under it, and it's me and my wife and my daughter and one of the grandkids all sitting under this sunbrella, and everybody ran for cover. And we're sitting there watching the whole show.
Yeah.
Stopped raining. We get out. Everybody went, I don't know how you prepare that well. That's amazing. I'm like, yeah. So I'm going to buy the little 6x6 Easy Up.
Yes.
If you could bring that down too, that's what I'm going to buy for the next couple festivals.
I think that's a
that's
sound
my next
investment.
because I can't sit in those low chairs anymore. I'm too old.
So you're looking forward to the record company. I think
I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of music I've never seen.
Because you've camped there for years.
Yeah.
I was always one of those who'd have to park and shuttle in.
Right.
And now parking's on site. And I'm conflicted about that.
I have
I
a
know what
bucket
they're
pass.
trying to do there, and I think people are going to appreciate it. But what they're going to miss is those fantastic bus rides.
Right.
You get on that shuttle bus, and it was usually like a Boy Scouts of America bus.
Yeah.
And just all kinds of chaos
a
would
lot
ensue.
of
Yeah.
people sing.
Yeah.
Yeah. My
Those are always so much
granddaughter,
fun.
that's her first bus ride. She still loves to ride a
So
bus.
I don't know if they're going to have, I know in the past, at least at the old location, they had that bus out there that.
Yeah, it's still there, I think. I think I did see it.
So
the music bus.
We're going to have to go. People are going to have to go sit on that to get their shuttle bus experience.
I don't know, maybe these trolleys are like buses.
I'm hoping so.
I know that when I was at Winter Place, they bought a bunch of like 20-seat trolleys, and they were pretty cool to get the people from the parking lot to the ski lodge. And I think that's the concept we've got here. I hope so.
No, I think it's in good hands with Sam and John and Brian, and I'm very optimistic that it's going to be a success this year, and I can't wait to see what next year brings.
And then just I don't know that
maybe then
great, but we're not there because they don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
and we are a distraction.
They're playing. We are
a giant distraction.
We roll in, and it's definitely a.
We want a good view, and we
I don't see anything wrong with that.
And I get that, but he said maybe next year.
And you know what? I will hold him to that. I think. I wish them nothing but success this year. I can't wait to see what next year brings. I won't have a 7-month-old at that point. I will have a 1 year and 7-month-old, and I think that'll be his first festival experience.
That'll be good.
As Floyd Fest 2025. In the meantime, Huck, I want you to have a blast.
I will too. I will do that
because you got to double your fun.
That's right.
I'm not going to be there.
I'll find JT if he's going to be there.
He is going to be there. Appalachian Space Train. I believe they're playing on Friday and Saturday. I don't know what stage they're playing on. I don't know what time they're playing at. I was basically told you're in charge, which is a really scary prospect. And don't text me.
So I think we should do a new radio show.
Yeah,
I'll call in.
We'll launch it Friday during JT shift.
Hey, it's Huck here at Floyd Fest.
So
I have to snag the good Wi-Fi. Of course, I'm really good at that. I'll pay money. Anyone that has it, let me know.
So that was one of those infrastructure things that they've been updating over the past few years.
Hard fiber into the
Yeah, I
site.
was gonna say, I
Hard
think
fiber. I did see somewhere it's like it said somewhere somebody's selling a VIP ticket and they said free Wi-Fi. I'm thinking, you want me to
oh,
pay? I have, you know me. My brother calls me go Mr. Gadget. I have Wi-Fi enhancement devices in my RV. I have cellular enhancement devices. I have a hotspot. I'm thinking about
yeah,
getting Elon's deal, but he's still,
Skynet.
yeah, we still got
Is
to
it
get
called Skynet or it's Starlink? Skynet
Starlink.
was terminated.
Yeah, but we got
I'm
Google's
intrigued.
coming out with one. There's a lot going on, but his is good. My people have it, some of my people, and they have it at home,
As I say, I know a
but it's
guy.
expensive.
There's a guy who owns a winery and a distillery nearby.
Yeah,
People are quickly figuring out who that is, who has nothing but good things to say about his Starlink
good.
experience. So maybe I'll cut the cord,
I don't.
proverbial cord,
Well,
and go to that.
we still have hardwired at the house, and well, I've hardwired at my other office location where I don't really do any business anymore. But I think that I could eliminate both of those probably.
My ISP isn't bad. I know a lot of people in the area hate this particular company, but I've had nothing but the thing of it is any
I'm,
internet can be good if you know what you're doing.
right,
If you set your router up
I'm Suddenlink was
properly.
Optimum, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, they've been pretty good for the last couple of months. Let me knock on wood. But they previously had a lot of problems. But when Sunlink bought them, they got better. And now I gotta say, we've only had one outage, and that was that storm that took out half the forest between here and Beckley. That's where it comes from.
In the last
But I'm
three
right across the street from Pemtel, but they're like, "Oh, you gotta have a phone." I'm like, "No, I don't."
in the last three
Let me
years,
explain.
we've had one outage that wasn't within the house, and that was a drunk driver crashed into a power line
Whoa.
that also had phone
Yeah,
lines
there's
attached to it.
so many
And it's
wrecks
like, well,
lately.
yeah, they can't do anything about that. That's not their fault. But it was amazing. Like the community Facebook group, everyone was like just cursing at the company. And it's like, it's not their fault. They're not even the ones who are going to be putting this tower back up because
Big Nate, how
they don't have the infrastructure.
how did you know that if you didn't have internet?
Oh,
Ah,
I mean,
yeah, I know.
that's a whole nother conversation. I love when my stepmom, she does this all the time. She'll post on Facebook complaining that the power's out at their house. It's like,
Well,
yes, it's real rough on you
how
that
did you post
your
on
power's out,
Facebook?
but you can post on your phone. Like,
Yeah,
these are
yeah,
real first world problems we're
yeah.
having.
We all have them.
All right, what did you think of that beer?
I love this beer. This is gonna be. I'm gonna say this out loud. This is gonna be my river beer next time I go.
I think that's a good candidate
This
for
is a
the beer.
really good candidate. I've been drinking the Evil Ultra just to keep the being too messed up at the end, but this is only whatever we said 5.2. So this is good. This is fine. I think I'll take a six pack of this on the river. Have you go on the river? You ever been at the end of the river and had beer left? Huh.
No,
Nah, me either. One time I
no, you
lost.
don't get out of the river until your beer's gone. That's the reason to get out.
I have done stuff like if you right before you get to the bluffs, there's a river to the left. I was out of beer, so I took the river to the left. And sure enough, people were camping. I'm like, hey, anybody got a
Need a
beer?
beer me.
And they beered me right there, threw it all the way out in the middle of the river. Thank you very much. And I did it again coming into Pembroke the other day. Is there's a whole crowd. I was like, what are they playing a game? And they were like throwing stuff up on shore. It looked like they were playing some kind of bag game. No, they were throwing empty beer cans up there, hundreds of them. So I said, well, you obviously have a beer. Can I have one? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was actually, I think it was the beer. It was a shandy, the Leinenkugel shandy. Yeah. Good
See that
summer ale.
one? Yeah, I think that's like 4.3%. I like the
Yeah, it's
Lion
a little
Kugel.
too sweet, the Leinenkugel.
I they've got the worst thing I've ever drank in my life.
What's that?
I mean, we're gonna disclude things like Michelob Ultra and Natty Light. The worst beer from a brewery that claims to be craft brewing. We'll go with that. The watermelon shandy.
Oh my God, yes, that's horrible.
It's absolutely disgusting. I like the summer shandy. There was a peach shandy in that box that was also delicious. And then they had a sweet tea shandy. But the watermelon shandy is the worst thing I've ever
I've never
put
had a
lips to.
good watermelon beer.
I don't like watermelon.
No, I do.
Like,
Okay, so we digress, and we're probably going way over time.
it's
Nobody cares.
my
So,
show.
Flyer by Night Summertime Ale, 4.5. And I call this a river beer.
4.5. That's very solid.
I think it's a good beer.
Lagers never have been my style. The can's gonna bump this up a solid point. So I want that to be a factor. Anyone, if you like lagers, it's a solid lager.
I like lagers.
But without the cool label and cool can, it would get a 3.75.
But
with the label, I will go ahead and I will be generous and I will give this a 4.75. It's
wow, that's
summer
very
shutdown
generous.
lager.
Very
I
generous.
mean, I love the label. It looks like a Deftones album cover. So
looks to me like a fog on the river.
no, it's waves crashing.
Oh, waves. I got to get to the beach.
Yeah,
You
you should.
Yeah, I haven't even
Go to the Outer
bought.
Banks, go to Sunset Grill, get yourself a novelty glass.
So you know where I go in the Outer Banks?
Where?
There's a little bar down there. Salvo? No,
Is this the one that's like right on the beach?
no, no, no.
Oh.
It's called Pops, which is my grandchildren name for me, and it's just like Abby's in Blacksburg. It's a it's a local bar. They pour you a three-finger shot. They got really good seafood. And my friend, the captain's like, they cut the scallops out of something else, but they're delicious. Sorry. But it's down Frisco. It's down in Frisco.
Okay.
And yeah, it's a thing. But I will definitely do the Sunset Grill. There's another place down there. It's in Buxton. I can't remember the name of it. It is the best seafood I've ever had in my life. Now, it's $75 a person, but they know what they're doing.
Sunset Grill's not.
Is that's on the Sound, right?
Yeah, it's on the Sound.
And it's
if you can
past
sit out
Hannah's.
on the yeah, and
Yeah,
you can
I
sit
know
out
where
on
it
the
is.
patio on the Sound. It's a beautiful venue, and that's the other thing is like their prices are steeper because they're in the Outer
Right,
Banks, but
right.
it's not like 60, 70. I went
Yeah.
down there and I had it was I can't remember what the meal was called, but it was like this Cajun. It was blackened fish.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure it wasn't caught locally because it was catfish.
Yeah.
And
Well, you
there's
know.
not a lot of catfish in
No,
the
in the
town
salt water.
or
No,
in the salt water.
not a saltwater fish.
But it was easily one of the best dishes I've ever had in my life.
Huh.
Like they had this like awesome remoulade sauce on it, and absolutely phenomenal. Knocked it out of the park. And then I had my shark attack, and I think like all in for my meal was like $35.
Yeah. Well, that's Pops. You go in there and you get a big plate
Yeah.
of seafood and fries and everything for $10, 15
And
bucks.
that's I think the biggest thing. But we are stepping on some time here. You've got to get out and get to Floyd Fest.
That's
I've
right.
got
Gotta
to
finish packing.
get out and go home and I guess go to sleep. I don't know. Drink some more beer. Be jealous of you, FOMO. That's going to do it for me. That is a wrap on Brewsday Tuesday. Huck, thank you so much for joining me.
Hopefully, I'll see you again soon.
I would say maybe we won't let Drez back in next week.
Maybe I'll come out for Labor Day or something.
There we go. All right. Well,
All right.
safe travels. Have fun. And I
Thank you.
can't wait to hear your tales.
See you next time.